I heard the judge say my name, but it did not feel like he was talking to me. It felt like he was talking about someone else. Someone disposable. One life pays for another. That was my mother's voice in my head.
Cold. Certain.
I looked at my parents. They did not cry. They did not even look away. My brother smiled. You owe it. He said it like he was asking me to pass the salt. That was the moment I realized I was alone. I had always believed family was a shield. Something solid. Something unbreakable. I believed blood meant protection. That no matter how cruel the world outside became, someone would stand beside me inside those walls. I was wrong. My name is Anna. I was 28 when my life ended the first time, not because I stopped breathing, but because everything I believed in died all at once. I worked at a small logistics warehouse on the edge of town. Early mornings, late nights, long shifts under flickering lights. The work was exhausting, but honest. Average pay.
No luxury.
Just enough to survive. I lived quietly, paid my bills, stayed out of trouble. I was never the favorite. My brother Daniel was. He always had been. Daniel was charming, confident, the kind of man people listened to. He was married, successful, living in a house our parents helped him buy. My parents spoke his name with pride. Mine was mentioned only when necessary. Daniel's wife Emma was pregnant. From the moment they announced it, the world rearranged itself around her. Everyone treated her like glass, like a single wrong word could shatter her. Because she was carrying the future of the family, the grandchild, the continuation. I was invisible. Until the night everything broke. It was a Sunday evening. The sky was heavy. Rain tapped against the windows like impatient fingers. Emma was crying in the kitchen, her sobs loud and sharp. Daniel was yelling, his voice echoing off the walls. My parents were shouting over each other.
Fear. Panic.
Anger. I stood near the doorway, unsure why I was even there. My heart raced for no clear reason. Then my mother screamed.
She lost the baby.
The words hit me like a blow to the chest. Emma pointed at me, her face twisted, her hands shaking violently. She pushed me.
She said.
She scared me. I fell. The room went silent. Every eye turned toward me. I opened my mouth. No words came out. Daniel stepped forward.
His face was red.
Not from tears, from rage. Did you touch her? He asked.
No.
I said. I swear. My voice sounded small, fragile. My father did not ask me anything. He did not look confused. He did not hesitate. He just nodded slowly, as if the decision had already been made. The police arrived, red and blue lights flashing against the walls. Cold metal handcuffs around my wrists. The story was already written. I was just being inserted into it. In the interrogation room, the light buzzed overhead. Relentless. Annoying. The chair was cold. The air smelled like disinfectant and judgment. Did you argue with her? The officer asked. Yes, I said. About nothing important. Did you raise your voice?
Yes.
Did you move toward her? I took a step back. I said no. They exchanged looks. The kind that says, we already know what happened. At the trial, my lawyer looked tired, underpaid, defeated before it even began. Emma cried on the stand. Soft tears. Perfect pauses. Daniel held her hand. Comforting. Protective. My mother testified against me. Her voice steady.
Her eyes dry.
One life pays for another, she said again later. Not in court. To me. In a narrow hallway that smelled like old paper and broken dreams. You are stronger, she said. You can survive this. Daniel leaned close. So close I could smell his cologne. You owe it, he whispered. 3 years. That was the sentence. The sound of the gavel was the sound of the door closing on my old life. Prison was loud and silent at the same time. Shouting. Metal doors slamming. Keys clanging. Screams at night. Whispers during the day. And inside my head, an endless echo. I refused every visit. Every letter. every attempt to explain. Because what do you say to people who buried you alive? I learned fast.
Keep your head down.
Watch everyone. Trust no one. I worked in the laundry. The heat unbearable. The air thick. My hands stayed raw. My back ached constantly. Days blended together until time stopped meaning anything. At night, I replayed the trial. My mother's eyes. My brother's smile. Over and over. Anger became my fuel. Not rage. Something colder. Something patient. I started reading law books from the prison library. Old cases. Wrongful convictions. Appeals that took years. I listened more than I spoke. Prison teaches you how to listen. 2 years in, I met Victor. Older. Quiet. Eyes that had seen too much. You are not supposed to be here, he said one night. How do you know? I asked. Because guilty men sleep, he said. Innocent women stare at the ceiling. He helped me. Showed me how to file requests. How to word letters. How to ask the right questions. On the outside, I had nothing. No family. No support. But truth has a strange way of surviving. The day I was released, the air felt unreal. Too clean. Too bright. My parents were not there. Daniel was not there. Only a letter from my mother. We did what was necessary. I hope one day you understand. I folded it slowly. Carefully. Like it could still cut me. The balance shifted that day. Not loudly. Quietly. I did not go home. There was no home. I went to a small office downtown. A legal aid center with peeling paint and tired chairs. The same one that had once helped Victor. I told my story. All of it. The lawyer listened. Really listened. 3 months later, we found the hospital report. The one never submitted. The one that said Emma's miscarriage happened hours before the argument. Then came the messages. Deleted texts recovered. Emma arguing with Daniel. About money. About lies. And finally, the security footage. From the warehouse parking lot. The night Emma claimed I attacked her. I was clocked in. Visible. Working. The truth did not rush out. It crawled. Slow. Relentless. When the appeal hearing was scheduled, my parents called. For the first time in 3 years. We want to talk. My mother said. I declined. Daniel showed up at my door instead. Thinner. Sweaty. Nervous. You need to stop this, he said. Why? I asked. Because it will destroy everything. I smiled. Not because it was funny. Because it was fair. You already destroyed me, I said. At the hearing, Emma did not cry. She stared at the floor. Daniel did not smile. The judge overturned the conviction. Wrongful imprisonment. Evidence suppressed. False testimony. My name was cleared. The room was silent. Outside, the courthouse cameras flashed. People shouted questions. I walked past my parents. They looked older. Smaller. My mother reached out. Please, she said. One life pays for another, I said. Her face collapsed. Daniel was arrested 3 weeks later. Insurance fraud. False statements. Conspiracy. Emma took a deal. She told the truth. All of it. I did not celebrate. I did not feel joy. I felt balance. Today I work with a nonprofit that helps inmates appeal their cases. I sit across from women and men staring at ceilings. I tell them to keep going. Sometimes my phone rings. Unknown number. I let it ring. Family is not blood. It is who refuses to sacrifice you to save themselves. They took 3 years of my life. But I took back my name. And that is the debt they will never repay. They sent me to prison to protect their favorite child and lost me forever.